Hello friends, good evening. Good Friday to all. I Rajni welcome you all to my podcast W5 Wow Woman Winning Wonderful World. Friends, up till now we have seen so many wow women stepping and setting their foot in so many fields. Women from 18th century to 21st century. But today also not all but some are on back foot, maybe intentionally or by default or by choice, lagging in the field of economy and commerce. I come across many women who are high profile, working on managerial posts, good earning, but not clear in their ideas about banks, SIPs, mutual funds, e-commerce. Not only are they reluctant, but some have fear also. So, through this podcast, from my bottom of heart, I appeal all such to please educate yourself in these basic things. As earning is important, but to multiply it and to have investment knowledge is equally important. And those of us who are lacking in is not due to lack of knowledge, but due to sheer fear. So friends, make it a point and update yourself, because in life there is always scope for updating, improving and taking पंगा. अगर जिंदगी में खुश रहना है तो पैसों को दिमाग में नहीं जेब में रखना सीखो. और जीवन का अर्थ तब है जब अर्थ का नियोजन व्यर्थ न जाए, यह समझ तुम्हें अंत में नहीं शुरुआत में आए. बात यह भी सच है कि पैसा इंसान को ऊपर ले जा सकता है, पर इंसान पैसे को ऊपर नहीं ले जा सकता. और बात यह भी सच है यार, ये पैसा ना बोलता नहीं है, बट सुना है अच्छों की बोलती बंद कर देता है. तो बहुत हो गई पैसों की बातें. Now let's talk about the journey of today's excellent, extraordinary wow woman. Appearing for chartered accountancy, where only 15% of the candidates can clear the highly competitive examination, is no less than a laudable feat that calls for celebration. But for R. Sivabhogam, India's first woman CA, it was a double whammy. If on one hand, her parents feared that no man would marry such an educated woman, British laws prohibited a person like her to set up an independent practice. In the eyes of law, she was a traitor who had been imprisoned for going against British by participating in civil disobedience movement. So, she was not allowed to register as an accountant. But Sivabhogam was not the one to sit quietly and let others dictate her destiny. After all, she had dared to enter a male bastion by fighting several small battles. So let us explore her success path to journey. R. Sivabhogam was born on 23rd July 1907. She had her schooling in Lady Wellington School, Chennai, and was a student of her sister Subba Lakshmi, a doyen in the field of social service. Sivabhogam graduated from the Queen Mary's College, Chennai. Motivated and inspired by the clarion call of Mahatma Gandhi, she, along with her friends, participated in non-cooperation movement and was imprisoned for a year in the jail of Vellore. It was during her imprisonment that she developed a keen desire to become an accountant, an area untouched by women at that time. This desire of hers was fully supported by her elder sister. Sivabhogam then registered for the government diploma in accountancy, GDA, and subsequently created history by becoming the first Indian woman accountant in 1933. And now, next chapter of her life started as a new challenge was waiting for her. कदम कदम पर एक नया इम्तिहान रखती है, कदम कदम पर एक नया इम्तिहान रखती है, जिंदगी तू भी मेरा कितना ख्याल रखती है. She underwent articleship training under Mr. C.S. Shastri. After training, she wanted to start independent practice, but the then British government enacted a law under which people who had undergone imprisonment were prevented from registering themselves as accountant. Despite the articleship and sheer brilliance of being a pioneer in her struggle, both personal and professional were not yet over. Sivabhogam filed a writ petition to quash such an act and got the verdict in her favor. Here, it is interesting to note that a separate file by the name Sivabhogam was opened in Delhi for the above petition. She started her independent practice in 1937 and was also part-time assistant with Messrs. Shastri and Shah. On the formation of ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, in 1949, Sivabhogam was enrolled as a member and became a fellow on 17th June 1950. Sivabhogam was elected as a member in the very first year of the formation of India Regional Council, then known as Madras Regional Council, and was its chairman for 3 consecutive years from 1955 to 1958. Thus, she holds the record for not only being the first lady chairman of Regional Council but also chairman of Regional Council for 3 consecutive years, the first and only lady till date. Till date, no other woman chartered accountant has held the post of chairman of Southern Regional Council. During her chairmanship, she created yet another record of holding the first ever regional conference in 1956, which was inaugurated by legendary statesman Sir C.P. Ramaswamy Iyer. She took part actively in various activities of Institute, including 4th Conference of Asian and Pacific Accountants held at New Delhi in 1965. As a chartered accountant, Sivabhogam carried out audits of a number of social service organizations on an honorary basis. She had been very active in the sphere of social service too, and primarily championed the cause of women's education. She was committee member of Society of Auditors and was also Senate member of University of Madras. She was forthright in her views about women's empowerment and education and had a passion for the same. She was highly charitable. She instituted a number of scholarships in the name of her father. She also instituted in 1956 an award in the form of Gold Locket for the First Lady candidate declared successful at one sitting in the final examination conducted by ICAI. A firm believer of Gandhian principles, Sivabhogam wore only khadi till her death on 14th June 1966. On her centenary year, the Southern India Regional Council of ICAI, in order to celebrate her struggle and achievement, celebrated the same by creating an endowment in her name for awarding scholarship to economically weaker female student wishing to pursue chartered accountancy course. It is said, there are not any rules for success that work unless you do. If today ICAI has more than 80,000 women CAs, a considerable amount of credit goes to this feisty woman. मंजिल को पाने की अक्सर जिद में पलते हैं, मंजिल को पाने की अक्सर जिद में पलते हैं, वह दुनिया जीत लेते हैं जो अकेले चलते हैं, जो अकेले चलते हैं. So friends, meet you tomorrow with next wow woman. Friends, today I would like to appeal you, if you like my podcast, please like it and subscribe it. It's also available on Spotify. Please like and subscribe. Keep smiling, be happy. Bye-bye till we meet tomorrow.